8 weeks, and then you're going to maintenance phase.
There's a lot of shame, unfortunately, around weight loss procedures. And that is why many people are not open to say that I'm using this, I'm doing that. But the truth is now we are seeing them. I have clients who have gone through gastric procedures, surgical procedures.
We have been pioneering in these procedures, and we also offer certain weight loss programs which are trending, for example, the Ozempic pen.
It's the 5th day of April, the year 2025. Welcome to Legends Edition, coming to you live from Broadcasting House in the Green City, the Sun, Nairobi, Kenya. Top in this bulletin.
Unfortunately, we have lost 13 people ambao wamepelekwa different mortuaries. Majeruhi tumepata around 11 people wamepelekwa Kaplong Hospital na Kapkatet.
13 people die and 11 are seriously injured in an accident involving 3 cars along the Kericho-Kaplong Road.
Nitakuja kuniuliza mtihani, mimi nitakuja kufanya mtihani yangu, nyinyi mtasahihisha, nikipita mimi naendelea, nisipopita mimi naenda kulima. Hakuna problem.
President William Ruto tells his critics to wait for 2027 when Kenyans will issue their verdict on his performance.
Na madai mazito sana ambaye ametoa Mheshimiwa Justin Muturi. Na tungemwomba sasa achukue hatua, afike pale kwenye vitengo vya uchunguzi na polisi, awasilishe stakabadhi ambazo yako nazo ili Wakenya waweze kujua ukweli ya yale madai ambaye ametoa.
ODM leaders challenge former CS Justin Muturi to substantiate his claims on graft in the government. And Kenya bounces back to Rugby 7's HSBC series with a semi-final duel against Singapore on Sunday. Our sign language interpreter is Baron Abuli. My name is Edmund Mudibo. 13 people have died and 11 others sustained serious injuries in a road accident at Cheptangulgei area along the Kericho-Kaplong Highway near the Kericho-Bomet counties border. The crash on Saturday involved 3 vehicles, whereby a private car collided with a matatu and a lorry. The injured victims were rushed to the nearby hospitals of Kaptaket, Litein, Mission and Kaplong for immediate medical attention. Bodies of the deceased were taken to the morgues in the 3 facilities awaiting identification.
Casualties, there are 11. We are referred them to Kaplong and Litein, then Kapkatet. So far, for now, we have 3 injured who are very seriously injured, and now they have been referred to Tenwek Hospital for further management.
We want to tell the drivers to be very, very careful along this road. Na hii barabara wakati mvua inanyesha hivi. Preliminary investigation inaonyesha ile gari ndogo ilikuwa na watu walikuwa wanatoka sherehe na walikuwa wanapiga muziki ya juu sana. And they were not very careful on the road. We suspect the cause of the accident is that small vehicle.
President William Ruto has maintained that if Kenyans decide not to give him a second term in office after the 2027 general elections, he will retire to his farm peacefully. Speaking on the last day of the Mount Kenya development tour in Othaya, Nyeri County, the president said that his development scorecard over the years should guide the electorate. At the same time, the leaders accompanying the head of state called on Kenyans to give the president and his administration another term to complete his several ongoing projects across the country. Abdiaziz Hashim reports.
On the final leg of his developmental tour of the Mount Kenya region, President William Ruto, accompanied by his deputy Professor Kithure Kindiki and a host of Kenya Kwanza leaders, pitched camp in Nyeri and Kiambu counties respectively.
Sasa mimi nitakuja hii Othaya mpaka mtaanza kuuliza kwani huyu mtu hana mahali pengine pa kwenda.
It is in Othaya, Nyeri County, where the head of state has said he will face his competitors at the ballot box in 2027.
Mambo ya siasa itakuja siku yake. Na nyinyi wananchi, si nyinyi ndio mmetupatia hizi makazi? Si mmetupatia MCA kazi yake? Si mmepatia mbunge kazi yake? Si seneta hako na yake? Si gavana hako na yake? Si hii mlinipatia yangu niko naye? Si kila mtu afanye kazi jameni?
Huyu rais wa tano, Mheshimiwa William Ruto, ameshikilia ile siasa nzuri tulifundishwa na Mwai Kibaki ya kuweka mambo ya wananchi mbele, maneno ya maendeleo mbele, mambo ya siasa inakuja mambo ya kampeni.
President Ruto maintaining that he is ready to go home in 2027 if he fails to meet the expectations of the electorate.
Mtakuja kuniuliza mtihani, mimi nitakuja kufanya mtihani yangu, nyinyi mtasahihisha, nikipita mimi naendelea, nisipopita mimi naenda kulima. Hakuna problem. Ama namna gani jameni?
The president, who told off his critics, said they should allow him to deliver his promises to Kenyans.
Tumekubaliana wakora, matapeli, cartel ambao wamesumbua wakulima wa kahawa tuwasafirishe kutoka taifa letu la Kenya ili wakulima wetu wa kahawa wapate haki yao kwa mambo ya kilimo ya kahawa.
The commander-in-chief called on leaders from Kiambu County to stop infighting and focus on serving the public.
Si nyinyi ndio mtasort out? Iko haja ya kulumbana saa hizi? Hakuna haja. Kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Si ndio?
Wakati alikuwa anatafuta kura, alikuwa anakuja kanisa hapa, anakuja Harambee, anakuja kutusalimia. Sasa tunataka arudi.
Tunatembea 10 bila break. Ama namna gani? Ni uongo ama ni ukweli? Harambee!
Kwa hivyo wale watu wa uongo mtuwasikize, sisi watu wa Othaya ni watu wa kutaka amani.
Tunataka maendeleo ama tunataka siasa? Tunataka maendeleo, si ndio? Hii watu wa Othaya unaona hapa hatuna matata. Sisi tunataka kazi ifanyike.
On Saturday, the president inspected ongoing government projects, including the construction of the 468-unit Ruringu Affordable Housing Project and the Ruringu Stadium, whose construction will be fast-tracked by the Kenya Defence Forces. He also launched government projects such as the modern market in Othaya, Nyeri County. Similar projects were also launched in Kiambu County. Over the last 5 days, President Ruto has toured Meru, Nyandarua, Kirinyaga, Tharaka Nithi, Murang'a, Laikipia and Embu counties. President William Ruto and his deputy Professor Kithure Kindiki have vowed to continue crisscrossing the country to drum up support for the various government projects across the country as they conclude their 5-day tour in the Mount Kenya region today. Abdiaziz Hashim from Othaya, Nyeri County.
A section of Orange Democratic Movement ODM legislators has challenged immediate former Public Service and Human Capital Development Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi to table his evidence against the government to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, that is DCI, and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC for a probe. Led by ODM Deputy Party Leader and Mombasa Governor Abdulswamad Nasir, the leaders termed Muturi's claims as shameful and ironic, saying while in government, he was full of praise for William Ruto-led administration. Muturi, who also served as the Attorney General in the Kenya Kwanza government, has recently accused the government of mismanaging public funds and corruption, allegations that ODM leaders say are opportunistic and unsubstantiated.
Speaking at the Governor's Eid Baraza, ODM Deputy Party Leader and Mombasa Governor Abdulswamad Nasir challenged the former Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi to substantiate his claims that Kenya Kwanza government was corrupt.
And I want you guys to actually raise it as a substantive motion in Parliament to discuss it, that someone who has evidence against any ill-doing against the people of Kenya should not use it for political gain, lakini aende to the right authorities, EACC iko, EDCI iko.
National Assembly Leader of Minority Party, Junet Mohamed, dismissed Muturi's accusations as baseless, claiming they are part of an attempt to remain politically relevant after being dropped from the cabinet. Junet hinting he will table a motion in Parliament to compel Muturi to explain the cost of constructing Bunge Towers during his tenure as Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chairperson Parliamentary Service Commission.
Mimi kama mbunge nataka kuleta mswada nyingine. Yeye ameongea juu ya mambo yote, hakuongea juu ya mambo moja. Kuna jumba hapo bunge inaitwa Bunge Towers, ambayo kuna maofisi ya wabunge. Hiyo nyumba wakati tumekaa chini kama wabunge ilikuwa inafaa ijengwe na 6 billion. Wakati Muturi anatoka kwa ofisi, hiyo jumba ilijengwa na 27 billion. Hapo pia afafanulie sisi kidogo ili tujue hiyo jumba imetoka 6 billion namna gani na ikafika 27 billion.
ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, Mining Cabinet Secretary Hassan Joho and other ODM leaders called on Muturi to present his evidence to relevant authorities to ensure accountability.
Kuna madai mazito sana ambaye ametoa Mheshimiwa Justin Muturi, na tungemwomba sasa achukue hatua, afike pale kwenye vitengo vya uchunguzi na polisi, awasilishe stakabadhi ambazo yako nazo ili Wakenya waweze kujua ukweli ya yale madai ambaye ametoa.
Antoboa mambo, lakini pia kila mmoja na maoni yake. Nataka kumuuliza pia Justin Muturi, kwa nini maneno haya hakuwasema wakati akiwa kule ndani?
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga steered clear of the raging debate on Muturi's utterances, instead urging the Parliament to respect the Constitution and to disburse funds to county governments.
Sababu gani serikali ya Nairobi ije hapa kujenga soko Mombasa? Soko ya Mombasa nataka ijengwe na county government ya Mombasa. Lakini wameweka pesa kule, unapigia sasa makofi ati wanakuja kujenga hii soko. Kwa sababu gani?
The ODM leader also urged the government to deal with corruption and improve health services, reiterating that the Orange Party is not working with the government to betray Kenyans. Gishoke Washira, Legends Edition.
78 more Kenyans were rescued from compounds in Myanmar have arrived in the country. While receiving them at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, the Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Principal Secretary, Rosalind Njogu, said they will be offered counseling and related treatment before they are reunited with their families. She also urged those who may still be stranded in Thailand to contact the Kenyan Embassy in Bangkok. The repatriation efforts were spearheaded by the Kenyan Embassy in Thailand. So far, the government has rescued 150 Kenyans from Myanmar since the beginning of this year.
Before we became scammers, some of us were already scammed here. So you were told you are going to pay a certain amount of money, like 250,000. And so we made all our effort to raise that money. We sold our properties, jobs which we had here in Kenya, but since they were not doing well, we decided to sell them to get a good job, which is a kazi hewa.
Wakati tulifika huko kazi sikuwa tena ya walimu. Ilikuwa ni tuibie watu online. Wisi. Unaiba tu direct, tuibie mtu, uconfuse mtu na umuibie. online. Kama hujafaulu kuiba, ni banishment.
Under the guise of labor mobility, we have had a rise in human trafficking, where we have seen many Kenyans promised or lured into job opportunities that don't exist and end up finding themselves in scam compounds such as the ones I have described here, or in commercial sex work or other kinds of forced or slavery conditions instead of going for the jobs that they thought they were going for.
Hundreds of friends and family members gathered at the KAG Church in Impironi Village, Kajiado South Sub-County, Kajiado County, to celebrate a life well lived of Mzee Nina Tata Ole Masoi, who died at the ripe old age of 113 years. Born in 1912, Mzee Nina was the oldest surviving Nyangusi age set members in Loitoktok region, among other surviving age mates.
A somber mood was painted on the faces of hundreds of mourners who converged at KAG Church in Imporini Village in Kajiado County to bid farewell to Mzee Nina Tata Ole Masoi, who died on March 22, 2025 at the age of 113 years. Born in 1912, Mzee Nina was the oldest Nyangusi age-set member in the Ma community, with others born in the 1920s.
Wala wasee kabisa amesaliwa 1920 kutoka hapa mpaka 28. Ni watu ambaye alikuwa amekuta akiwa warani. Akiwa warani ni watu ambaye alikuwa anaishi akikula nyama, akinywa maziwa. Hiyo ndiyo alikuwa chakula yao.
The polygamous Maasai man had 4 wives, 2 are surviving and 27 children, making a lineage of 148 grandchildren, 131 great-grandchildren and 16 great-great-grandchildren. Nina Alivana, one of the sons, eulogized his father as the pillar of the community, who despite not attaining formal education, had acumen in modern farming and livestock trade. Kajiado leaders led by Governor Joseph Olelenku said Masoi will be remembered for his advice to the younger generation.
Sisi kama generation yetu tunatambua yeye kwa amani na contribution ama mchango yake kwa uongozi wa wakati wetu. Viongozi wetu ndugu Livondo, kiongozi MCA wa area hii, Kuya, walimu wakuu wa shule zetu za maana na wengine wamechangia maendeleo ya hapa.
Na watu wao tunajua kwamba ni msee ambaye ni wa bidii. Ni mtu ambaye hata tulikuwa tunatembea kufanya pamoja, hana chuki na mtu. Ni mtu ambaye kabisa ni wa kipekee.
Other notable individuals who belong to the age set included the late John Kin, Stanley Ole Tiptip and William Ole Ntimama. Kasichana Masha, Legends Edition.
Indeed, a life well lived. Well, it's time now for our very first break. Stay with us. Plenty more on the other side.
Inuka na loto moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja na nika 50 by 100 worth 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. Na hii si shamba tu, iko kwa prime location few minutes from Juja Town. Stima yako iko ndani, na kama ni development rapid and so promising. Na mambo ya landlord, mwisho wa mwanzo ni hapa. Ukishinda hili shamba tunakuongeza 1 million Kenyan shillings ujijengee nyumba yako kwa shamba yako. Kuinuka na loto moto ni kucheza sasa hivi kupitia star 570 hash option ya 4 au register deposit na ucheze sasa hivi kwa www.tushinde.com na ujishindie shamba hili na addition of 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inuka.
Ile shida ni mingi hapa, kwa maana hata kitu ya kukura si unasikia tumeshinda. Na ile shida tuko naye sana sana, ile tunataka sana ni hii ya Mwangi,
niyo ya hospitali.
Hii ya bili ya hospitali, huyu mtoto atoke kwa hospitali. Hakuna kitu tunaweza kusema ati sisi tuko naye kwa mfuko, ati tunaweza kutoa ndio tuende tupeleke huko Mwangi atibiwe. Sasa sisi tunaweza kusema tusaidiwe tu.
Wakati ile nilikuwa bado kugojeka, nilikuwa na rafiki wengi sana. Kurudi pale niligojeka, makakujanga polepole, sasa wamepotea, sio waonagi wakikuja kumtembelea vile kama vile tulikuwa tunatembeleana.
Welcome back and thank you for keeping it KBC. Kenya's dedication to peace building in Africa has been recognized by the United States, highlighting the country's continued commitment to fostering stability across the region. During a courtesy call, a visit by the United States Senior Advisor for Africa Affairs, Dr. Masoud Boulos, on Saturday, the Prime Cabinet Secretary and Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary, that is Musalia Mudavadi, emphasized Kenya's unwavering role in the peace processes. The leaders discussed and deepened the partnership between Kenya and the U.S. to ensure lasting peace and economic recovery in conflict-prone regions of Africa. Dr. Boulos reaffirmed the United States' support for Kenya's peace efforts, recognizing the country's leadership in advancing peace initiatives across Africa.
Those initiatives and processes push things forward positively in the right direction towards a reasonable and fast resolution. We can hopefully get this done very quickly for the benefit of the Congolese people and the benefit of all the other neighboring countries and neighboring peoples.
We've cooperated in many different realms, peace and security issues, economy issues, education, humanitarian activities of varied types, and various interventions. So this collaboration is so important for us, and we have every interest to make sure that we continue to consolidate on that partnership.
At least 10 people are nursing injuries at the Coast General Teaching and Referral Hospital after a 52-seater Tahmid bus they were traveling in crashed into a PSV matatu early Saturday morning. According to eyewitnesses, the accident occurred at around 1 a.m. when the bus developed mechanical issues while going uphill and reversed into a Mikindani-bound matatu at the Kibarani flyover.
Festal Mwasi, a survivor, recounts moments before the crash. Mwasi says brake of the 52-seater bus that was heading to Nairobi failed, causing it to roll backwards and collide with the said matatu that was ferrying passengers to Mikindani.
Ghafla nikaona kama mtu ameruka kwa basi. Pia mimi nikadecide nikaruka. So immediately kuna jamaa walikuwa wanakuja na boda, wanaingia kwa line mali basi ilikuwa inakujia. Lakini unfortunately like ilikuwa on their side wakaruka. Basi ikapitana ile boda boda, mkienda pale kwa ile basi utapata boda boda iko chini ya basi.
Two more casualties, Desmond Odinga, a passenger, and John Musyoka, a matatu conductor, who are currently recuperating at the Coast General Hospital, share emotional and chilling accounts.
Basi ya Tamid hapo kando imetoka sehemu za juu, ime lose control mwelekeo, ndio ikatugonga hiyo matatu yetu.
Kakuja ikaingia nyuma, kapiga impact, matatu nyingine ilikuwa nyuma pia ikapiga, kaenda kasimama kwa barabara ya reli huko. Kushtuka tumeumia mazee, niko chini ya gari hata huko.
Chani MCA Franklin Makanga has implored the National Transport and Safety Authority to ensure vehicles meet safety standards to avoid such incidences.
Maafisa wa traffic, wala wa NTSA na wale wenye magari waweze kuwajibika kuhakikisha kwamba magari yao yameweza kufanyiwa service, kwa sababu kama hii ambayo tumeshuhudia hapa, haya ni maafa ambayo labda angeweza kuzuilika.
Doreen Arange for Legends Edition.
Orange Democratic Movement ODM National Elections Coordinating Committee has suspended grassroots elections in East Kamagok sub-branch and Kasipul branch that were scheduled for Monday, the 7th of April 2025. In a statement to newsrooms, the Orange Party indicated the decision to cancel the polls were informed by orders from the Political Parties Disputes Tribunal halting the exercise. The Orange Party has also suspended grassroots elections scheduled for Monday, 7th April and Wednesday, 9th April 2025 in Embakasi East constituency following numerous complaints raised from the branch. New dates for the grassroots elections will be communicated in due course. Lugari Member of Parliament Nabii Nabwera has threatened to sponsor a motion in Parliament to disband the Teachers Service Commission TSC over alleged irregularities in the teachers' promotion. Elsewhere, hundreds of youths in Kisii County are set to receive training on entrepreneurship sponsored by the International Labour Organization's ILO. Details on these and other stories making headlines in our County News Roundup. Stay with us.
Speaking at Kulumbeni in Kakamega County during the launch of a road construction project, Lugari Member of Parliament Nabii Nabwera criticized the Teachers Service Commission, claiming it was riddled with nepotism and tribalism.
Ulaani. Na mimi nikiwa kwa kamati ya elimu chini ya mheshimiwa Meli ambaye ni mwenyekiti, tumeita TSC ije mbele ya kamati yetu watueleze watarekebisha namna gani mambo hayo.
Elsewhere, hundreds of youths in Kisii County are set to receive training on entrepreneurship sponsored by the International Labour Organization.
This training is actually hoped to impact the livelihoods of the Kisii people, and it is going to do this by enhancing our young people to be able to take and to start and improve their businesses and sustain the businesses.
Meanwhile, a section of residents from Kayole Estate in Nairobi County have taken it upon themselves to combat the spread of illicit brew, which has taken a heavy toll on the youth in the area. This initiative follows the death of an individual who consumed changa.
Tumejaribu kupigana na pombe, tunajaribu tukishikana na polisi na chief, tunajaribu kupigana na hii pombe. Lakini sasa imefika mahali mpaka watoto wetu wanakufa. So tunaulizaje, ni nguvu ingine gani ama serikali tupee nguvu ingine ili tuweze kupigana na hii pombe. Tuache kupoteza watoto wetu kwa njia hii.
And as farmers across the country are gearing up for the planting season, amid concerns over counterfeit inputs, a group in Homa Bay County is offering a sustainable alternative through organic farming.
We do what is called vermiculture technology. We feed our redworms with this organic waste we are collecting from the market. Then we give this waste to our red wigglers or redworms. Then they feed on them. And in the process of decomposition, we come up with a clean fertilizer referred as vermiliquid fertilizer.
Still on matters agriculture, the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service has kicked off a sensitization exercise meant to enhance farmers' capacity to identify certified planting seeds in Nyandarua County.
Tunataka kuhakikisha kwamba wakulima wanapata mbegu ambayo tunaita certified ili waweze kupata mavuno mazuri na pia kuepuka mashida ya maugonjwa kwenye mimea yao ambayo wanapanda.
In Meru County, over 450 learners have benefited with basic information and communication technology skills from training sessions that have been organized by the county library to help them maneuver in their studies as well as create job opportunities.
We discovered that wakitoka shule, public schools, wengi wakuangi na zile skills za basic ICT skills, which are very, very important wakienda college. So kama Meru Library, tumekuwa tukifanya training our basic ICT skills for the last 5 years.
Finally, over 70 exhibitors have registered to take part in this year's agricultural show, slated for June this year at Machakos Agricultural Society of Kenya showgrounds.
We are working very well with the committee of the ASK because we want to assure that all the exhibitors who turn up will have peace, they'll have a place to be able to exhibit their goods.
For Legends Edition, I'm Christine Matunda.
A family in Mombasa County is in urgent need of 3.4 million shillings to clear a hospital bill for their baby. Baby Sean was diagnosed with severe aspiration pneumonia just 2 days after birth and has been receiving treatment at the Pandya Hospital for the last 2 months. Sean's mother, Sophia Kimathi, is appealing to well-wishers to come to their aid. Donations can be made through Paybill 247, account number 483009. You can also reach Sophia through her mobile number 0702 146 202.
Kurata ICU peke yake is 20,500 without medication in all other care. Tumekuwa on medications. Medications are very expensive. In a date court, you spend almost 50,000 on medications only. Bili imekuwa kubwa 3.4 million. Cover which we have to kona SHA imetusimamia just bed of which inalipa capitation of that 315 a day. So the bill is still very huge, which I'm unable to settle. Pandya wametupea, it's like wametupea a period of time to deposit half of the bill, which is 3.4, in less than a month, of which I don't know. I'm sure I cannot afford to do it. That's why I'm calling upon each and every person, my fellow Kenyans, my fellow citizens. Anything will do good for me and my baby.
This week, the non-Muslims seem to be in cahoots with their Muslim counterparts, facing up to the skies in search of the moon. This because unplanned holidays is always welcome and pleasant opportunity for cyber surfers to chill and massage the keyboard. So if it didn't come as a surprise when Eid fell on Monday, a joyous thing for the savage netizens, no wonder Kenya is ranked among the top happy countries.
According to Kenyan Wahenga, Monday was sherehe na haitaki hasira. So what did you guys do?
Count on concerted efforts if it means the end result is a holiday. For the netizens were busy helping the Muslim brothers and sisters to sight the moon.
True of God, sisi ni Waislamu. True of God. Islam gani anasema true of God? Gangu.
Lo and behold, it was yet again another time to celebrate Eid al-Fitr.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum walelo. Salam alaikum walelo.
It doesn't matter if it's just a one-day holiday. All that seems to matter for the netizens is that they landed themselves a very much wanted holiday on a Monday.
Ni sherehe kubwa sana, hata siwezi kusema mengi. Thank you very important.
Well, as long as Monday was dealt with, then it seems that the week ahead would be smooth for the netizens.
I'm ready for Tuesday. Very ready for Tuesday.
It's a Monday, but I'm on a Friday vibe. Tuesday, but I'm on a Friday vibe.
But it doesn't seem like the holiday mood would be suspended soon, for Kenya just got ranked as 114 happiest country globally and number 20 in Africa. You mean, after lamenting over various problems, all of you are just happy? But what do we expect if this is the type of content shared online?
Dragon motor texting. Wow.
My name is Jezebel Acheng Sulwe. Men call me a Jesse the Snake because of my flexibility. My waist is like that of a wasp. Killer!
Salute to the meme lords.
It is not a child's play. We must be seen. We must. Whether we ndakni or we kithni, we must be seen.
Well, I won't be the party pooper. Let me add to your happiness with this week's banger.
Nice and lovely, sweet and sexy girl, won't you catch a wine for me? I take me back to December, okay, police are keeping I met you and don't referee. Ashifula, pomekuza mulima. Anainama, anainuka. Atoti dedile sudika. Akuna jari vas, nikisha kanyaga sina. I'm always on time.
That's it for us. Catch you next week on Savage Netizens.
Kupitia star 570 hash tunakupa nafasi ya kuchomoka na this beautiful Mazda Demio.
Enjoy a beautiful, clean, semi-leather interior, low mileage, fuel-efficient 1300cc engine, great for personal use and business.
Ukitaka kujishindia gari hii, kucheza ni rahisi sana. Chukua simu yako, bonyeza star 570 hash, chagua option 3. And for only 35 shillings, hii gari inaweza kuwa yako. Kumbuka kucheza mara kadhaa because the more you play, the higher chances of wewe kuwa mshindi.
Mungu ni mwema, asante Mungu. Ile ndio naendesha hivi.
Dial star 570 hash and make this dream car yours.
Cheza Loto Moto.
Sasa hiyo recording ikifall into the wrong hands alafu ufungwe for life.
Mimi nikienda ndani Alex atanifuata tu.
Bila evidence, hii ni story ya jaba.
My dear daughter, yani wewe ulidecide utakuwa kama tent. Unahama na harusi za wenyewe.
Acha kulibeba fala.
I do not care what you're going through or what you think we are doing.
Kaa chini tuanze mkutano.
Nilisema mkiwa nyinyi wote. I hope hii mambo itaenda sawa.
Kwa hivyo kuna mambo nafichwa, si ndio?
It's rude kuangalia simu za wenyewe.
Excuse me?
Mama Jabali lazima mtaishi naye.
Always a very good evening and once again welcome to the sports segment of the Legends Edition this Saturday evening. Kama kawaida tunajibamba na michezo kwa wingi. Karibuni nyote. Kenya National Rugby Sevens team Shujaa will play Spain in the Cup semi-final tomorrow morning at the Singapore leg of the HSBC Sevens World Series. It will be the first time this season that Shujaa is playing in the Cup semi after missing out in the first 5 legs of the season in Dubai, Cape Town, Perth, Vancouver and Hong Kong. Let's take a look.
In Pool B, it's fallen into the hands of Festus Shiasi.
After a dismal performance in the first 5 legs of the season, Kenya will finally play in a cup semi-final after making it through in the Singapore leg of the series. Singapore has been a favourite leg for the Kenyan side, with their only main title coming in the same leg 9 years ago, when they stunned giants Fiji 30-7 in the final to lift their first ever cup title.
Didn't play in Hong Kong. Onyala, Vincent Onyala. Oh, paints a beautiful picture as Vincent Onyala. Kenya get the opening score.
They started off well in Singapore with a 17-7 win over Ireland in their first pool match before stunning France 10-7 in their second game.
Asati gets the ball away, juggled but held, and there's the offload for George Oro. And there's their second try.
In their search of a second cup title, Shujaa will play Spain, who defeated Uruguay 21-12 in their first match and followed it up with a commanding 28-7 win over Australia.
To the final four, Kenya corner erupts. Their second win of the day. They've knocked out France, and they are into the cup semi-finals. The Shujaa celebrate.
Argentina will face Fiji in the second Cup semi-final tomorrow, with a possibility of a 2016 final repeat between Kenya and Fiji. The season will end in Los Angeles on the 3rd and 4th of May.
Start from them, plenty of possession. Luciano Gonzalez. Matias Osadzik, Marcus Moneta shut the gates.
Barclay Feather, Legends Edition Sports.
He's at the cash machine already.
Bravo to our Shujas. Hope they can keep up the momentum. Now, the National Baseball 5 team kicked off their WBSC Africa Baseball 5 Championship Eastern Region campaign on a high note, winning both of their opening matches as the tournament got underway at the African Nazarene University. The top 2 teams from the region will secure spot to represent Eastern Africa at the Continental Championship later this year. Let's look and listen.
Despite trailing by 2 runs early in the game against Uganda, host Kenya bounced back impressively to score 3 runs and clinch the first set 3-2. The second set proved to be a thriller, with Kenya racing to 9 runs, while perennial rivals Uganda managed 6, handing Kenya the match win. In the second game, Kenya dominated Tanzania in straight sets, winning 16-2 and 19-0. Speaking after the match, Softball Federation of Kenya President Francis Karogo praised the team's performance and urged the Ministry of Sports to support the development of the game at the grassroots level.
Our target is for every set to make sure that we beat the teams 0-0 up to the 3rd set, so that we don't have to go to the 4th set, so that we don't drain ourselves that much.
We are grateful because Kenya has started well, and we are looking towards the next 5 games or 4 games that Kenya will be playing. We hope to qualify and represent the region at the Continentals later in the year.
The notable mistakes that my team did were simple errors on catches, and which are easy to fix. And the other thing is some errors were due to panic, being the first game. But I believe we are going to work on that. We are going to do the team talk.
Kenya will face Uganda and Tanzania again tomorrow, as the top 2 teams will qualify for the finals and secure a slot to represent the region at the Continental Championship later this year.
For us, we started with 3 ladies, and for them they started with 3 men, so they had an advantage. But we told our ladies, you have to be strong during the start, and then during the second set, we take advantage of them. So when we did that, our team caught up easily, and that's why we won against them.
The game is too competitive. On the first game we have played, things are still moving on well, though not yet on our side, but I'm sure we shall back the winning ways.
We've worked hard, we have mastered the game so well, so we know their play. We have met with them previously, so after analyzing their plays, it was easy for us to know where to hit, when, and who to hit.
Mafans wakuja kwa wingi so that they can support the team. When our players see the fans and they hear the whistles, they hear the vuvuzeras, they get psyched and they will perform to their best. Wanaingia what we call kuingia zone. Wakiingia zone wanaweza kutandika hiyo ball vizuri na kucheza to the best of their ability.
From the Hockey World Cup qualifiers, we are told that the national under-21 hockey team has intensified training ahead of the World Cup qualifiers scheduled for later this month in Namibia. According to the girls' team head coach Willis Okeyo, preparations are going on well, and the team is targeting nothing less than victory to secure spot in the World Cup. He confirmed that there are no injury concerns and that Kenya will be sending a formidable squad to Namibia. The team is set to report to camp next week, where they will train under the guidance of qualified coaches. The women's team is placed in Group B alongside Zimbabwe and Zambia, while the men's team is in Group A with South Africa, Nigeria and the host country, Namibia. The World Cup qualifiers will take place from April the 18th to the 25th in Namibia. On continental volleyball, five-time champions Kenya Pipeline secured a hard-fought 3-1 set victory over Cameroon's Lito team in their second Pool D match at the CAVB African Women's Club Championships in Abuja. The Kenyan team side took the win in sets of 26, 25-20, 25-18, 23-25 and 25-21. Earlier, Kenya Pipeline had opened their campaign with a 3-1 triumph over Rwanda Police Volleyball Club. Elsewhere, defending champions Zamalek of Egypt began their title defense in dominant fashion, sweeping five-time champions Kenya Prisons 3-0. Meanwhile, 2022 champions Kenya Commercial Bank KCB also made a strong start, defeating Lalo of DR Congo in straight sets. Let's take a look. On the local handball league, NYS men and women teams suffered almost identical defeats in the respective handball league matches played today in Nairobi. NYS men lost 29-31 to Daystar, while NYS men were beaten 28-31 by Boomerang. Let's take a look and listen.
NYS men handball team narrowly lost by 3 goals against Boomerang in one of the most entertaining matches played today at the Nyayo National Stadium. Newton Kiplagat was NYS's top scorer with 9 goals, 2 goals better than Boomerang's top scorers Austin Ocheng and Austin Ouma, who had 7 goals each. Their lady counterparts also lost 29-31 to Daystar. Christian Hamisi scored a whooping 14 goals for NYS, with Lavinda Ngeni scoring 11 goals for Daystar. In other matches played at the Nyayo National Stadium, Daystar men lost 35-31 to UOE Pipers, while Kenyatta University defeated Kids Beyond Limits 40-26. At the Kaloleni grounds, Jake Watt had a walkover over Heatwave. Jake Watt ladies drew 20-20 with Mountain Queens. Nairobi Water thrashed Desert Scorpions 42-6, while Mountain Prime lost 19-35 to Moi Air Base.
Jet A1, cheza aviator bila data bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Pepea bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Aviator bila data, aviator bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1, michezobet.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.
Mchama ameingia hivi mfupi, nono round. Ninakudai. Like umenimanda.
Alikuwa anataka sichana innocent, by the way, I moved by innocent faces. Maneno ya kudate was not even my to-do list.
Unakumbuka ile rorashio yenye tulienda? Baba yako alinitisha 1 million yen. Mwana harusi ya kifahari na Mungu aitwe Mungu. Hapa tumefika ni Mungu. Yeah.
Welcome back as we move over to the international scene. where former World Championship silver medalist Lilian Kasait Rengeruk was crowned the 2025 Prague Half Marathon champion today in the Czech Republic. The Kenyan runner, alongside her pacemaker, quickly distanced herself from the competition, leading from start to finish. Rengeruk, a finalist at both World Championships and the Olympic Games, crossed the line in 1 hour, 5 minutes and 27 seconds, leaving her competitor Veronica Loleo, the runner-up, more than 1 minute behind. In the men's race, Burundi's Rodrigue Kwizera claimed the title with a time of 58 minutes and 54 seconds, narrowly defeating Kenya's Isaiah Kipkoech Lasoi by 2 seconds. The local men's title was successfully defended by Patrick Weber, who, with a time of 1 hour, 5 minutes and 40 seconds, secured his third consecutive title as the first Czech finisher, ahead of Thomas Krivda. Let's take a look. And something with the football grannies, where Kenya's Mutei FC capped their participation in the Baker Grannies International Tournament in Limpopo, South Africa, on a high note by beating Les Reigns du Foot of France 1-0 at the Nkowankowa Stadium. Gertrude Mutai scored the lone goal in the game, that being her second goal of the tournament. The team had an improved performance after losing the opening game 1-0 to South Africa. Tula Mahashe. They went ahead to draw 1-1 with Glory Gogos, also of South Africa, and ended their group matches with a comfortable 2-0 win over Thimple's Gogos. Kenya was making their debut in the tournament that entered the second edition. USS New England beat Les Amis, Foot of France, in the final to win the tournament. Let's take a look. Not so bad. For first-timers, our grannies did well. Now, Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of Performance and Delivery Management, Eliud Owalo, held a productive deliberations with former England and Manchester United soccer star Andy Cole. The meeting explored potential partnerships aimed at identifying, nurturing, and promoting local soccer talent through the Eliud Owalo Foundation. Cole spent 6 years with Manchester United and won 9 trophies, including 5 Premier League titles and the treble of the Premier League, FA Cup and UEFA Champions League in 1999. Let's take a look and listen. Back to the international scene, Crystal Palace finished with 9 men but held on to beat Brighton 2-1 as Daniel Munoz, the second-half winner, decided a match of 3 red cards at the Selhurst Park. Arsenal's faint Premier League title hopes suffered a potentially fatal blow as they were held to a 1-1 draw at Everton.
Shot into the far corner. Arsenal's faint Premier League title hope. Wolves defeated Ipswich 2-1, while West Ham drew 2-2 with Bournemouth in the other.
National soccer note from the English Premier League, we wrap up the sports edition, but it was really wonderful to see those grannies down in South Africa. Edmund, what do you think?
When we grow old.
Of course, we shall be there. Okay, fine. So from me, Topi Lembila, I have no ado, but just urge you to keep it KBC, your true sports partner throughout the week. Until we see you again next Saturday. I'm Topi Lembila, wrapping it, and over now to Edmund to wrap up.
Asante sana, Topi. And as we wind up, my name is Edmund Mudibo. Our sign language interpreter has been Baron Abuli. But just to update you, renowned human rights lawyer and senior counsel Feroz Noroji has died. Noroji was also a teacher, mentor, human rights activist, poet, and we at KBC Channel 1 Legends Edition condole with the family and loved ones. And in this tribute, we bring you excerpts of his one-on-one interview on Living Legends done on Saturday, the 28th of January, 2023. Stay well, stay blessed. May his soul rest in peace. Stay well. Goodbye.
But when independence came, and then we turned the Kenyatta regime, went in to control the judiciary, and political opponents were brought before the courts. And the best lawyer in town was Achru, and often Achru was engaged by those political opponents. And so what Achru stood up for, freedom of the country in Kapenguria in the 50s, and in the 60s, 70s, freedom for all Kenyans through the independence of the bar.
He was never compromised.
He was never compromised.
A man of morals.
Indeed.
And principles. Fantastic. Further associations with him, like joint cases that you handled in the Seychelles, for example?
Yes, I was fortunate. Not everybody has the luck to find a brief in the Seychelles. So Achru was engaged by the person who was soon to become the president of Seychelles, Albert Rene. But his competitor, while the country was still a colony, sought to weaken his political position, that is Albert Rene's political position, by staging a bombing in a hotel and then accusing a employee of Rene. And the obvious implication was that this would have been done at Rene's instigation. Right. So it really, although it was a case against a clerical officer, it was really a case against the president-to-be. So again, watching him, these political cases carry more than simply the fate of an individual standing in the accused box in the dock. And that was what the whole of the colonial period where Achru was practicing. Many of his cases were not only for the individual, they became milestones in the struggle for independence. Because Achru had the understanding of what a political trial can do, the damage it can do, and how it can be a bulwark for freedom.
His direction benefited the whole system, the whole country.
That is correct. And by standing up for the independence of the bar and the judiciary, it stood up for all the country. And then we came back into court on a presidential thing, and I was in the 2017, which was, I acted for Raila with other lawyers against...
That was the first petition in 2017.
In 2000.
For representing Raila Odinga, right?
That is correct. And there we succeeded, and there were two aspects to keep in mind here. One is that it came 25 years after the first petition in 1992.
Yes.
And so it is important that if we believe in a constitutional order, we must be constant in believing in it. Over 25 years.
You can't keep shifting goalposts.
We cannot. And we must be persistent. We must be there 25 years later to bring that same thing. A doctor cannot say, I did this operation 25 years ago, now I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yes.
So the same remedies come in. And the second thing is, the new constitution was in place. The judiciary had been supported to be more independent and showed themselves as independent, and we succeeded. And the next time was a few months ago when we went into the 2022.
2022. Yes.
And we put forward the grounds, etc. And there we did not succeed.
It was dismissed.
And the matter is still in public debate for different reasons again.
Town Express! 20, bwana, town! Watu ya town, 20. Kalia hapo yini, kalia. Bado haijajaa, dere, watu wengine 7.
Kwani wazako si ungekulia kweli? Sasa umetoka wapi? Mimi sitaki mahindi leo.
Wewe unamchia mkate. Si yagusi mkate fubi. Wewe ongea bora usikuze mkate yangu. Usishike hivi.
Wazako wakikulia huko mbali na mimi. Si mimi nakulamiwa ni wewe.
Donda, gari imejaa na bado unasema watu waingie. Tuambie ndare hapo apunguze wimbo. Niongee na sana hapa.
Hakuna volume inapunguzwa hapa. Kama unataka kuendesha gari yako, enda dial *570#, option ya 3. Watu wanaendesha magari hapa yenyewe na wewe bado unapiga nyenyenye kwa matatu.
Option 3,
unalipa ama unasuka?
Comfort yako iko kwa *570#, option 3, Master Genio moja, safi, reliable, modern safety and security features. Cheza mara kadhaa ujaze entry tickets zako kwenye draw ili uimarishe uwezo wa kushinda. Mshindi tunamtangaza 27th of April na gari tutakufikishia.
Omega unaenda ama wewe?
Mimi siendi na madri, nishainuka na *570#.
Inuka na Genio kwa *570#, option 3.
Asante.
In the name of Jesus Christ, Mungu anatarajia ukanyange hatua mbele. Wengine wametawaliwa na uchawi, wakati wao umefika. Wewe umenitazama siku ya leo. Neema na kibali cha Bwana kikawe juu ya maisha yako.
My name is DJ D, and on the ones and twos is
DJ Leo.
we bring you the best of African entertainment.
From Afrobeat to Amapiano.
Daddy, me I want to party.
Genge to bongo.
Rusha mikono kama unaona uko tip tip. Rusha mikono kama maisha iko fiti.
And Zouk
to Kwaito.
And not only that, anything juicy in the entertainment industry, we give it to you. Catch us every Sunday from 2:30 to 4 p.m.
Only on KBC Channel 1.
Ima na wendo mwingi tukikuthokia Embu County, the land of opportunities. Kambunene ya Ngemi FM mushi worata.
Twegagure na kamwetha kama vyumeto. Muroro kiande tukunye maire na murori tuthie thokore besa mevukore cha
manje makiyara uranje mure cietu cia thitima na ronje ruwathagana nyamu cia kithaka igitugemeria bururi wetu wa mbere Embu County. Ngemi FM tikomuno tukianirira na mugambo munene. Eno ni
Ngemi FM
musie wa urata. Eno ni nyumba nene musie wa urata.
Ngemi FM 103.5. Jet A1, cheza avieta bila data bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Pepea bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Avieta bila data, avieta bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1, michezobets.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.
Wakajuambe tui wakajuamba no yako nukumakelela mune twisto kwiko nkwatwatu kuri kwimba kundemba mutumbu kudibana basheta mayenga bani nambu basheta makwabu kachoka dasekele eyi wakwetu mimbekene eyi wakwetu nyimbe balunga bakwenda bayenga nabo isambo botu ya yamatanyila kwetu kumaya mukamba ala wakajuambe wakajuamba no yako nukumakelela mune twisto kwiko nkwatwatu kuri kwimba kundemba mutumbu kudibana basheta mayenga bani nambu basheta makwabu kachoka dasekele eyi wakwetu mimbekene eyi wakwetu nyimbe balunga bakwenda bayenga nabo isambo botu